I mean, when you do your research, you see, I mean, if you got a person with a criminal background, who in their right mind would have put her in position? So I say to you all, do your due diligence and just stop voting for people because they're Black.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot exposing current Dalton, Illinois Mayor, the crooked, ridiculous person, Tiffany Henyard. She exposed quite a bit of her spending, which included $14,000 US on shopping from Amazon using the city's funds for her personal stuff. What are you buying on Amazon? What is really going on? Are you buying these cheap, ridiculous wigs, outfits, all of that on Amazon? Like, what's really happening? I don't know. But there's a lot we got to get into. First, what you saw at the very beginning. That woman right there, bravo. Round of applause. Hey, before you vote for somebody, do a little bit of due diligence. Don't just vote for them because they're Black. I agree with that 100%. 100%. Realize who you're voting for. She had a criminal record. There's some issues. It was obvious that if she was to become the mayor, there'd be some problems, and they're facing serious problems. Now, before I get to the actual news clip and a little bit of that talk we saw earlier, first things first, I just want to address the elephant in the room for me. What's happening right here is that Dalton is being looted by everybody. Or by a lot of people, I'll say that, but quite a few people. First, Tiffany, the mayor, is looting this town for whatever she can get out of it to live like Real Housewives of Atlanta and something she might see on social media, ridiculous stuff. Then you have some of the cops looting because you have not one but two cops getting paid like $300,000 in overtime, $300,000 in overtime in this little village in suburban Illinois. What are we talking about? Then maybe some of the trustees. There's a YouTube channel called Dalton Trustees, and it looks like third-party generated thumbnails. So are we monetized? Are we trying to capitalize on the issues that are happening in Dalton? Also, one more thing. Why Lori Lightfoot? It's not even about her being the mayor of Chicago and being the bad mayor. That's a separate issue. That's an obvious thing. That's not even what I'm trying to talk about right now. How much did she cost? What was the purpose in hiring her to investigate and paying her fee when you already got the federales investigating, when everybody knows everything? The journalists have dug up enough information to get her up out of there. So I don't even know what you're trying to investigate. Is it a criminal investigation? I thought the feds came down and talked to her. Local, well, not Dalton police, but state people. Why you got to hire Lori Lightfoot? How much did that cost this little small town of a few people? I don't understand. It's just all the way around, this town's being looted. Now, before I go any further, let's get to a news clip here in which Lori Lightfoot exposes a lot of what's going on.
If you hear this is fake news, it's not real, no. This is real.
So there we have Lori Lightfoot. Again, I don't know why we got this big panel, because it's like, what are we trying to figure out? We already know what's going on here. Why do we need all this extra stuff? You see what I'm saying? Maybe it's just me, but let's continue.
Chicago's former mayor hired to investigate a current South suburban politician surrounded by scandal.
I know how I felt when I started seeing these numbers. So I can imagine how all of you are feeling after all this time being in the dark.
Trustees hired Lori Lightfoot after months of chaotic meetings in which they accused Tiffany Henyard of recklessly spending tax dollars on herself and her cronies. The investigation found this small...
Let's go back here. Wait a minute. Hold on.
After months of chaotic meetings in which they accused Tiffany Henyard...
First of all, what are we wearing? What is this? Like, there's a whole lot happening just right up here. Why are you dressed like this during like an official situation? Are you about to go on television? Like, or was it a camera crew in there recording you?
Of recklessly spending tax dollars on...
Now, this is what I wanted to show right here. Magazines, really? You know how much this stuff costs to print and design with this little small village? What is the purpose of us doing this? The photo shoot, the Photoshop, all that's going to cost a lot of money. And it looks like a perfect bound magazine is crazy. I hope not, but even if it's not, that's still a lot of money just for this right here. This right here was a ticket. I don't know how many they printed. They could have printed 10,000, 20,000. It's going to be thousands of dollars for this. Absolutely. 100%.
On herself and her cronies. The investigation found this small South suburb went from a surplus 2 years ago to a nearly $5.5 million deficit today. Lightfoot told a packed crowd that she's only been able to review some, but not all, credit card spending.
We want to highlight a couple of credit card purchases.
Now, you're hearing people in the audience reacting. They might be showing the Amazon stuff on the screen, like on the projector or something like this, and they're seeing it.
You're having the same reaction that we did when we saw her.
Lightfoot questioned 3 Amazon purchases in a single day, totaling more than $43,000. And
how do you spend that much in one day on Amazon? Hey, then you buy stuff on Wayfair. Like, what are you doing? You trying to furnish your house with the city money? That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts.
An unexplained Wayfair purchase of $7,699, PayPal money transfers, and gift cards, all charged to the village.
Now, what do you think cost $7,700 on Wayfair? Just one item. Like, I want to let from you guys, let me know in the comments, what one item on Wayfair do you think she paid for with that money?
I am in the White House.
Lightfoot also noted Henyard's well-documented taste for travel, paid for by both the village and the township. WGN Investigates uncovered $67,000 in unexplained travel in just 4 months by Henyard and her allies, some of it first class, and included a more than $9,000 stay at a Four Seasons. Henyard's former chief of staff in Dalton told us last January the mayor spent taxpayer money freely.
Over-the-top meals, lobster, crab legs. She liked the good stuff.
And when you were with her at these meals, was government business discussed?
Nope.
No.
Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor.
Henyard frequently shouts down her critics, claiming she's the leader.
I ran to lead, and you guys
She sounds like Roy Jones Jr. before a fight.
keep want to tell me what to do. We not doing that.
But as we found last year, she quickly clams up when questions turn toward her spending.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas?
I mean, this lady is like, can I say the R word? Is that appropriate here? Y'all know what I'm talking about. It starts with the E and ends with the E target, but I didn't say the word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's keep on going. And shout out to all the mentally disabled people. I ain't talking about you. You guys are great people, not her.
What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Faced with outraged residents, a mutiny on the village board, and an ongoing federal investigation, these days the self-proclaimed super mayor is letting a criminal defense attorney do most of her talking.
He's your top aide in both Thornton Township and Dalton. Why are you trying to fire him?
He just cited the rules, so that's why I'm letting you talk to the lawyer.
Lightfoot's investigation found the village now has a bill backlog totaling nearly $6 million.
Oh my God.
Layoffs have begun, and one of the trustees who hired Lightfoot to investigate is now running to replace Tiffany Henyard as mayor. But the election is not until next year.
I don't even see how they survive at all, even to the next guy. $6 million for this little town, this little village. Man, come on. Now, let's hear from the young lady that we heard from earlier. Let's hear her full comments to really just wrap it on home and put the bow on it.
Good evening, residents. My name is Cassandra Jordan. I've been a resident here in Dalton for 16 years. And when I look at the situation and everything that's going on, I can just honestly say I'm just so disgusted with what is going on in this village. And I want to encourage the voters, because I've come to the point that I don't just vote because you're just black. We have to start doing our due diligence and start researching the people that we actually cast our votes for. We can no longer just take handouts and because you're my favorite or because I like you. We have to literally start doing our research. And for those of you that voted for Tiffany, I'm just going to honestly say it. You might not like me. You just didn't do your research. I mean, you can honestly look at this chick and see that there was an issue and that there was a problem. I mean, when you do your research, you see, I mean, if you got a person with a criminal background, who in their right mind would have put her in position? So I say to you all, do your due diligence and just stop voting for people because they're black. We have to do our research. And if a lot of you all had done your research, a lot of this stuff would have been avoided. That's all I'm going to have to say.
Very well said. Very well said. She tore it down. Tore it down. And I think that's a great way to close it. But as I close, I want to say this. Hey, I don't know what you're going to do in Dalton. $6 million. And that guy, the lawyer she had right there, probably some big ticket, high price lawyer. There's a lot of legal fees that have not been paid yet. She did so much damage. People in the community were saying that she needs to get locked up, and I believe her. I believe the woman that said that I heard, and anyone else who thinks the same way, I feel the same way that they feel. She should get locked up, sent to the penitentiary to make big rocks to little rocks, rather than being a big loudmouth on the microphone every week. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what's happening here in Dalton, Illinois? How about the findings of Lori Lightfoot? Why was she hired? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This whole fiasco, this madness out there in Dalton is just ridiculous. It really is. And I hope for them, the residents, the normies just going to work every day, paying their bills. I hope for them that this whole saga comes to an end sooner rather than later. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.